Well, hello there, Internet. I am here. So I'm sure if you're into Predator stuff at all, you're aware there's been a lot of movies and stuff going on lately. If you've been in my channel at all, you'd be aware I am a fan of this stuff. And I'm finally at the point where I feel like I want to make a video. I'm in my new house. I'm in the process of setting up this display of my NECA stuff. Always fun, kind of figuring out where I want to put things. Just figure I'd give you a sneak peek at that, what's going on there. But this is coming along cool. But yeah, anyway, so like I said, there's been a movie within the last couple months. There's a new movie coming on in a couple months. I definitely have some things to say because I'm sure you've noticed the internet has things to say, and I have some things to say about what the internet has to say. So let's go ahead and do that now. All right, so here's the Predator video. So to start out and explain, again, if you've checked out my channel ever, you'd notice some Predator stuff peppered in here and there because it's probably my favorite thing ever. I just turned 42 a couple days ago, and I have been into the Predator franchise since a lot of mouthy people on the internet were still shitting in diapers. So I feel like I have some weight in this conversation, and some things need to be addressed. So yeah, I've, as a Predator fanatic, watched every movie, read damn near every book. These are just an assortment of the books that I have. The Predator universe is massive, to point out. First off, there's a lot of people who consider themselves Predator fans who have never even read any of the books or comics or even knew they existed. Well, if you didn't, here's me letting you know that. They're excellent, by the way. I would say there's a lot more good stuff in the Predator books than there are in the movies, even though I love the movies dearly, and some of the movies are my favorite content, particularly Predator 2 being my all-time favorite. But anyway, yeah, when all this has been going on, we've gotten books in the franchise. Hunter's Planet is probably my favorite of all of it. I highly recommend this if you can get down with reading books. I read this when I was like, I don't know, like 11, 12, young as hell. This really concreted a lot of stuff that I like about the franchise. Concrete Jungle as well. This picks up where the first movie left off. It's roughly following the comic that was a sequel that they basically adapted into what became Predator 2. Really dope stuff. Recommend it. Earth Hive. I mean, this isn't really about aliens, but there's a lot of good alien books out there too. I even found these little mini comics. I don't even remember when, but anyway, just some good things to point out. Dead Orbit. It's alien, I know, but James Sticko is one of my favorite artists and biggest influence as an artist myself, so I had to kind of give it a shout out here. We've had a lot of cool crossover shit since way back in the day. Batman vs. Predator comics are phenomenal. I lost 1 and 3, I think, so I only have 2 to this day, and Dark Horse Predator stuff is a small fortune, so I don't know when I'll get those back again. Probably the coolest comic stuff in the whole franchise. Well, it's kind of a tie, but this I feel like has edged over the years and become the number one for me, has been the Fire and Stone and Life and Death series. Probably the most badass Predator in all the Predator lore. Ahab, it's kind of his story, but it's good shit. These are the newer trade paperbacks from Marvel. I had a lot of these comics in loose form that I now have collected editions of in here. These are phenomenal to collect if you really want to hop into the franchise book side of things. Fire and Stone. So the funny thing is, again, this is the story of Ahab from the other stuff. Unfortunately, this is out of print, so they're now hundreds of dollars. I got lucky and snagged this at Books A Million for $50 way back in the day, and it's just one of my most treasured Predator possessions. I don't have the big Life and Death one. I wish I did, but it's literally, I'm not kidding you, $1,500 on eBay. Fuck that noise. That's ridiculous. And Marvel will probably get around to reprinting these if you hang tight. Again, the other Marvel reprint of the Dark Horse stuff, just phenomenal, worth every penny. Eventually they will probably reprint these Alien vs. Predator omnibuses as well that collect the Alien Predator comics. I still have the Dark Horse ones, thankfully. The other one's in my backpack right now. I've been collecting the newer stuff, and from my perspective, I was really worried when Disney got the rights to Fox, and therefore Marvel was going to be doing Predator comics, but they have exceeded any expectations I had. I've been very happy with what they've been doing, and a lot of the stuff that is funky with the canon that people are throwing off have been in the comics and the movies forever. That I don't want to talk, clear back in the Predators movie is a reference to some shit that's in Killer Killers that people are talking about right now. I'm trying to keep this relatively light on spoilers. Even these crossovers are gnarly, man. I really expected it to kind of cartoon it up a little bit as far as like the violence and the essence of the story, but no, they did not do that with like the Black Panther, the Wolverine. I am waiting on the Spider-Man to finish so I can get the trade paperback of it. This is brand new. Gotta see what it's all about. These new anthologies are coming out. I haven't read this yet, but I'm very excited about it. And yeah, so anyway, I guess point made here. I've read and I'm reading a lot of Predator stuff from where I come from, in my opinions on a lot of things that I'm about to say. So let me get a breath and we'll go ahead and start on that. Okay, so let's talk about the franchise, where it's going, what's going on, and what I think about it, and why I think some people have some valid things to say about it, and a lot of people fucking don't. So, everyone knows the first Predator movie with Arnold, but I feel like 80 to 90% of people miss the fucking point of the movie. Yes, it's badass because there's badass dudes in it. I mean, like, Arnold was a big reason why I got into lifting weights. I wanted to have big muscles, and I actually built a lot of my workout routines on what he fucking did. But that wasn't what the movie was about. That was a setup. From the beginning, the point of the Predator movie was, we're like, hey, we're going to give you the ultimate badasses on Earth and show you how fucking worthless being a big tough guy is versus something that's way tougher than you. Because how was the Predator defeated in the first Predator? By cunning. Like, that's the fucking point of the whole story. Like, they tried to out-muscle it and out-bullet it. They couldn't. They had to outsmart it. From the very fucking beginning, runs through all the movies. That point is completely missed. And when people get butthurt because Naru, a young lady who is smaller and not big and muscular like Arnold, beats it, like, this is woke, JW, whatever. Shut the fuck up. Like, that's not the point of the story. She outsmarts it. Like, you could debate on how she outsmarted it. Maybe wasn't as clever as some of the other movies. I thought it was perfectly fine. I thought it was a great return to form, especially after my least favorite movie of the Predator franchise came out. Did a lot of things that I didn't like, and I have some severe criticisms of. Props to Trachtenberg on his first effort there. So that's been the running thing. Like, you think about the other movies, like Danny Glover is not a super muscle man, so he had to outsmart the Predator and ended up feigning being dead. Sorry, this is a bit of a spoiler if you haven't watched Predator 2, but at this point, dude, it's like 30 years old. Go watch it, I don't tell you. But yeah, it's always been about like outsmarting these creatures in their environment, okay? So there's that. The other thing too is there is a bit of an element in the earlier Predator movies that is not here now, some of which I'm going to give some valid criticisms on. So from the first Predator movies, those were done by Stan Winston's studio, and the makeup department and the special effects department did a lot better job, because what I had noticed, and this has been sort of addressed in other movies, what they wanted to do in the later movies was make the Predator's mouth open up wider to roar bigger. In an effort to do that, they had to make the mouth stretchier, and the sides of the mouth are all flappy on the sides, and that's why the Predators in AVP do not look as good as the first two Predators, because their mouths close properly. It's really based on animal biology, because there are fish that have mouths that extend like that, and it's supposed to fold up neatly when the mouth is not extended, and the Predators after the first two Predators do not do that in practical effects, unfortunately. That's why they don't look as good. As well as, it's just Stan Winston Studios. What do you want? They're the best in the business, Jesus Christ. So that's a valid criticism of the later movies. But after those first two movies, you start to really expand the universe. And listen, from a viewer's perspective, if you really liked what the first couple Predator movies had going on there, it does become a situation of like, enjoy the hot dog, but don't find out what the hot dog is made of, because, you really get a tiny sneak peek into this creature's universe and what they're all about, and it really expands out from there forward. And that may not be for you, and that's fine and fair. But let's be real. They're a creature. A creature comes from a planet. A planet has stuff going on. Did you really think that all Predators are going to be the same? Because even in the second Predator, the Predator is a vastly different looking creature, because it's implied from the second movie moving forward that they're like different kinds of snake. There's all different kinds of them. And of course, did you really think a giant planet with creatures that are way different physiologically would have a homogeneous culture? No, I'm sure some of them follow the code that the Predators in the first two movies followed. I'm sure that there are other cultures who don't do the same. And I mean, there is, because that's what the canon has been implying for decades now. Like, ever since Bad Blood, the comic, came out before Predators, it was implied there are Predators that don't follow the same rules, and other Predators hate them and kill them. Like, that's the thing. So I don't know why they're getting butthurt about this shit. So I really think that in the newer stuff, we're seeing maybe not quite that of a bad blood thing, but sort of a bad blood, because we have, I'm sorry, there are spoilers, but predators who will capture people to like make them gladiator fight and shit. So like, yeah, there's a different faction that does different stuff. Oh my God, the world is not going to end now. Will be fine, and it will be fun. And if you don't enjoy it, don't fucking watch it. Go back, watch the movies that you like. Get over it. But yeah, and then like a lot of stuff is just blatant racism in this last bit of commentary from Reddit and Facebook. And I'm sorry if you don't think it's racist to like Photoshop Michelle Obama's face on a predator. I don't know what to fucking tell you. Do you feel comfortable saying that to a black person? How do you think that would go off? Do you think that would work, or is it a joke you make with your white friends? I don't know what to fucking tell you there, but could you say that the predator maybe doesn't look the way you want it to because his hair is a little different? Sure, fine, whatever. Like, I did not like how the predator looked unmasked in Prey. It wasn't something I was crazy about, but Prey as a movie was dope. And I'm cool with like the idea that they don't all look the same. I really feel like the special effects team could have done better with the face of the predator and Prey, like the animatronics and shit, but I like the idea there. But people are just being such fucking babies. And at the end of the day, it's another artist's content. They're going to do what an artist does, what I as an artist do. You don't have to love everything I do. Jesus Christ, if you don't like it, go make your own stuff. But I'm going to argue to you that Trachtenberg is maybe not quite as, what's the word I'm looking for? Like fun, important maybe as Peter Jackson, but it's kind of a Peter Jackson scenario where he has a respect for the franchise and a love for the franchise, and he's taken it in bold new directions because he is a legitimate fan and not just some director that's trying to make money. So like, you don't have to like love what he's doing, you don't have to love all the things, but he's doing like a decent job on like just a big cash grab. So like, again, there's my thought on everything. I'm excited where the franchise is going because they don't want to give Trachtenberg, the people who are talking shit online don't want to give Trachtenberg credit for the fact that he is actually taking the valid criticisms from the Predator community and applying them to the new movie. Predator fans from day one have bitched that the Predator has never been a winner, and you know, it's because the Predator is not someone you're supposed to relate to. And Dan actually took that and agreed with it and said, I'm going to make a Predator movie where the Predator is the protagonist. He's giving you what we've all wanted, so, you know, if you don't like it, I don't know what to fucking tell you, other than just get over it. You know, he's doing bold new things. So, and it may not, you know what, there's a chance it may not be amazing. That's fine. That's fair. The movie's not out yet. I'm liking where it's going though, because he seems like he really understands a lot of stuff that the fandom understands. So anyway, that's more or less what I wanted to say. Pull your fucking underwear out of your ass crack and just chill the fuck out. And, you know, these new movies are going to come out. There's a lot of us that are going to enjoy it. And I can't speak for other fans, but I'm not going to let the fucking idiots on the internet make me feel one way or another about the thing that I enjoy, because it's what I enjoy, and, you know, y'all can fuck off. If you don't like it, that's fine. You don't have to like it, but just fuck off with your rage. I'm just going to ignore you. That's it. But that's my thoughts on the movies. I'm excited. Everything I'm seeing so far looks very exciting, and we only have a couple more months, and then we can find out, did he nail it? Did he have some cool ideas that didn't execute well? We'll see, but Dan's got a pretty good track record with 2 movies now I've been very happy with. So thank you for your attention to the matter, and here on to our sponsored content. Well, not really, it's my shit, but. In the final part of the video, if you've noticed I don't do as much video content, I'm still doing content in a different form. I have since opened up an Etsy account because I am now a licensed seller of minis from a Patreon called Popsicles, a majority of which is a lot of Predator content, a lot of sci-fi content, other stuff too, but definitely check out my Etsy, because this is where I've been busy working on stuff. Look at all these cool Predator minis that I sell now. But you can get these. I sell the unpainted ones for usually around $7 a piece. Painted ones are going to be higher depending on the amount of work I have to put into it. But this is what I'm cooking on here lately. So stay tuned there. You're going to see a lot of stuff there. I will start to make some more video content as I get up and rolling in this new place. So thank you for watching all of this video if you made it to the end. And y'all have a good one.